Obviously, we know D'Angelo Pond's good. He was
speaking of ex receivers, Travis Johnson, X.
Obviously,
outside.
we know D'Angelo Pons is good, Brad. He was mocked 28th overall to Baltimore in one of the latest ESPN mock drafts. I had a lot of people in my comment sections telling me that he was wasn't good and too small and blah blah and all this stuff. And it's like it's clear you guys don't watch football. And it's like okay, lo and behold, he's being mocked in the first round. Shout out to Buffton Prime. Shout out to T Cal who has been screaming this from the rooftops for as long as like I can remember. Is like, yeah, the dude's
Forever.
legit.
That's kind of how he got claim to fame, was being on Pond so early.
100%. And he's one of three preseason All-Americans, Pons, Kamara, Sarratt. I believe there was a fourth on Phil Steele as well. Is that right, Brad?
What?
Fourth All-American on Phil
Steele? There are 4 All-Americans on the Phil Steele, Elijah Sarratt, and obviously the big 3 that are coming back on defense. The 3 former All-Americans, in different, whether it be FWA, Football America, different, organizations have All-American teams. Kamara, Fisher, Pons, 4, 5, 6, all got accolades in some capacity for an All-American honor. So having all 3 of those guys back, just huge. And Surratt's getting all this buzz. He's a top 5 rated receiver in the video game. That's awesome. Yep. It's gonna be so fun to play with.
Yeah, actually, we can go there next. Indiana, I had the ratings wrong last week, so I guess I'll do a mini stat correction. But
wait. Side note: remember when I mentioned to Mark that I saw Mendoza go as high as 4 in a mock draft? Like his eyes, just like I think we shifted something in that because he didn't know. He didn't know there was like actual like legit multiple sites out there saying first round. But we talk about Mendoza all the time, so we'll move on.
Well, actually, no. We can talk. Like there was a CBS Sports article about Mendoza where John Tatley said he could be the biggest quarterback pickup of the offseason. There was a couple interesting quotes from Mendoza in that article, though, and one of them was that he felt partly responsible for the mass exodus at Cal, where after he left, Ott left, and Endries left, and partly he's right, but what are you going to cry over spilt milk? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I remember reading that article about because it was kind of just about Cal and how. I feel like I called that out 2 months ago when it was all going down. Like that's the Mendoza effect. Your quarterback leaves, he's a stud. It's hard to replace studs. Like you can find a new quarterback, but you can't replace studs. And the fact that all his weapons left, all the running backs left, all the tight end left, the receivers left, and it was just unbelievable. And unreal. But I think it just speaks volumes on what we're going to be seeing from Mendoza. And I've been hearing from people close to the program that he is better than Rourke. All right, just taking quotes. Just taking quotes. I'm hearing ropes. He just throws a ball in a rope, the perfect spiral, those types of things. It's just beautiful here. You can just see the difference. Like I know it's practice, but you can when you see it, you see it. You just kind of know. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said to Mark, we're only going to go as far as Fernando takes us, right? So, is he going to live up to the hype? If he doesn't quite live up to the hype, might be we're still going to go 8-4. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're still so solid around as a team. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got official college football 26 ratings. Indiana was the 11th overall offense, the 14th overall defense. It was 89, 88 respectively. Somehow that spits them out at an 85 overall and the 18th best team in the game. And ahead of Illinois
I'll
for
take
what
that.
It's worth.
That's a little bit of respect there.
Ahead of Illinois.
Because they could have done us so dirty and been like, oh, it's Indiana. We'll just put them at 79, 79, 79 again, like they did last year. And but they didn't. PK saying we need a receiver. We got Coop, we got EJ Williams, we got Johnny Brady, we got Davion Chandler coming on campus real soon.
LeBron Bond, Miles Kendrick,
Kai Jackson's gonna be healthy again. LeBron Bond's gonna get some tick this year. I have a good feeling. We'll see what we get from Kendrick and Becker. I didn't realize Kendrick's listed at 6 foot. He can probably play a little outside. He's not necessarily a given slot. He might be a more well-rounded receiver than I was thinking originally, but he got that number 82, so maybe he's not ready yet. But he could be
nothing wrong with 82.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. I'm a single digit
from
guy,
college football 26, Brad, to college football 14. if you've been paying attention to the channel, for a couple of weeks, shout out to Chris. He's been running the streams, the NCAA 14 streams. Indiana hasn't lost in these yet. They won at Oregon.
This is a
they won
talking
by
point
two.
Right now, but I love it.
This is a ridiculous talking point. It means absolutely nothing. But they won by 2 touchdowns at Penn State, and they just erased
two touchdowns.
2 touchdown. Yes,
they won by 2 touchdowns in the fake football game. That's sick.
Yes, yeah. So
that answers my question. I think Jeffrey was asking earlier, like where do we think our thoughts are when we go to Penn State, where we go to Oregon? I've said this on the show multiple times. I think we're going to Oregon. I think we're going to win. I don't think it's. It might be close. I'm not going to say. I think we're going to go to Oregon. We're going to win.
The title of this show is.
I think it's tough to win in Penn State. Period. Like even if they were like 6-6, I think it's just tough to win there.
The title of this show is No Self-Imposed Limitations, and partly that was because I was going to argue. We ended up not even getting into any real kind of argument with Mark about the 9-3 prediction because like it's at the end of the day very respectable. But it's like I'm not going to sit here and put a cap on this team. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're not going to Oregon and win. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they can't go to Penn State and get it done. Like this team will go as far as they'll go, and I'm along for the ride. But I'm definitely not going to cap them.
I redid the depth chart in my notebook recently. I mean, we are loaded. When I told Mark we're loaded, like I was holding back a little bit. Like we are loaded. Our 2 deep on defense is.
I thought that was funny. You're like, I'm just letting you know, we're loaded.
We're loaded. I'm telling the Ohio State fan that we're loaded. Classic. Like he's like shaking in his boots. Like I don't think you realize this is a world where Ohio State like. They don't make the playoff this year. Like there's a real world where that happens this year. As much talent as they have, they still bring back. I mean, they bring back guys on defense. They bring back the corner. They bring back the corner that gets called for holding like 5 times a game. They bring back Sonny Siles, who's really good. Who I think he's amazing. I think he should go first round as a linebacker. Personally, he is that crazy athleticism. Like remember Jack Campbell? Brad. Remember Jack Campbell coming out? Yeah, he was, but now he plays linebacker because he's like 240. He's that Jack Campbell type, athleticism at that size, which is freakish. You don't
say it with me, Brad. Say it with me.
What?
Seontae
Stewart. Yeah. He looks so perfect at safety on my depth chart right now. So I'm not gonna mess with that.
That dude in the box would be terrifying. That's all I'm saying.
Fair. But I mean, we're just absolutely loaded this year, and I can't wait to let people know. Like there's a chance we go out of that like 3 game. I know we have that soft schedule right at the beginning of the year. I mean, we come out of that outscoring teams like 160 to like 20. Like what do you say to that? That's nothing. What the good teams do. That's just
yep.
That's what playoff teams do is they come out of that, 160 to 20 against a bunch of cupcakes and, don't really see any struggles. Like people forget, like, didn't Ohio State play like Bowling Green last year? I think they were losing at the end of the first quarter, like 7-0, something like that. They obviously ended up winning by 40, but, this team, you don't see that from this. This team didn't trail till late October. Like, actually, literally, they didn't trail until after the Dodgers won the World Series. Think about that.
That's crazy. Brad, we got Media Day representatives announced. Obviously, last year Media Day was electric. I was parked in front of the TV for it. I'll probably be parked in front of the TV for it again, but this might be the last time that I'm not there. Maybe. Sarratt, Fisher, Kamara, Media Day representatives. I tweeted this out. You're not going to look across the country and find 3 better program representatives than these 3. So yeah, super excited to go see. We got the Kadick ballet story last year. Obviously, we got to learn a lot about Aiden Fisher. We got to learn about Justice Ellison. So super excited for that. And then whatever Signetti quotes we get from that day of press.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Schweb. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll be watching those. It's in Vegas this year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just 3 perfect representatives. I mean, guys that will be playing in the NFL this time next year. And couldn't think of a better group to bring. Just three seniors. I love that philosophy. bringing in 3 seniors. I know Pons is probably the one who got cut, but he's the one junior of that big 4, right? That's coming back. So it's probably an easy call for Sig. Bring on the 3 seniors, and Pons, if you want to go to media day that bad, maybe just come back one more year. Maybe just stay one more year. Then you can go to Vegas, for that media day, right? It's so fun. Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. And I got to shout out Brian Galvin. He's I guess like a scout or just a film junkie on Twitter. He's been doing breakdowns, a lot of Indiana ones recently. Kamara Pons, Sarratt. He's been tagging us in all those videos. We've been retweeting him. It's always cool to see those guys get shine. So definitely go check those out if you haven't seen them yet.
Perfect. And then John, people are talking depth charts. And it's like, we're looking at our lads. I like our lads. It's a good reference, but they're not as ingrained as I am. I got Ciante Stewart as my 3 deep as a true freshman. I have him behind Farrell, Moore, Bonds, and Boyd at safety. I have him as the 3rd string safety, which is not bad. I mean, he's a true freshman, right? And then PK's asking where I have Baldwin. And I have Baldwin as our backup rover. I think right behind Boykin. I think he's going to get involved in some way, and that could either be at the safety position or at rover at times. And he's a very versatile player, just a tremendous football player. Period. So he's going to get involved this year. I don't have him as my starter, but he's right there. Like I said, the 2 deep at every position on the defense is insane. You can make a lot of arguments for some of those 2nd string guys to be starters. I look at Gandy. I look at Baldwin. I look at Isaiah Jones. I look at Dominique Ratcliffe. I mean, these guys are all on my 2 deep or on my 2nd string line. And it's like those guys can definitely be starters given just a day, right? Like they could be on a given day better than some of those starters. So just the depth that we have. I saw someone mention that we didn't have any depth. Maybe you can't really even argue it on offense. Maybe at quarterback, we don't have the best depth because we don't really know. Throw Alberto out there, the redshirt freshman. He's probably not going to be as good as Rourke and Mendoza, right? It's probably going to be the most significant drop off. Everywhere else, loaded. Like that's like the word of the day, loaded. Or just point blank loaded.